Today's video is sponsored by the Art Piece of the Week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to join Team Strong Art so you'll be the first to know when I drop that fire. All right, let's get into it. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Chris Strong Art, and here with another video. I don't think this is gonna be a very long video. I just kind of want to give my reaction to the situation right now that's kind of got like the whole black YouTube on fire in regards to this situation with Glendon Cameron and his I don't even know if we can call it at this point, allegedly, dealing with, what we're gonna say, minors at this point, because we want to keep changing up the words on everything and we can't have a clear, cohesive conversation about this bullshit. I mean, I watched Lead Attorney's video where he had Anton and Glendon Cameron both up there talking about the situation. I just watched Edward Anderson's video in regards to how he felt about the situation, his latest video where he had his usual panel, and then he had JESSICAX come in. I mean, honestly, all this back and forth about legality versus morality, I would say in context, it's whatever, okay? Depending on the situation. But in our unique situation, this is my issue. We're gonna try to say that what he said is by law okay. We're gonna skirt the edge of what he said and try to frame it in the context of saying legally what he was saying wasn't wrong because of consent of the mother dealing with the daughters and the mother he was messing with and all this other stuff, which in that context both of them should be in a bit of hot water dealing with the mother and Glendon himself. My issue is this: out of all the things he was talking about, this man did say and started to glorify the greatness of dealing with young girls. Now someone tried to say, oh no, but he didn't specify like how young or whatever, because some people can justify young. No, actually he did. He clearly said that the young girls, and he's talking about, he's comparing his likeness or attraction to young girls on par with the same likeness of that of R. Kelly. How is it hard to miss? And in that context, honestly, I'm specifically talking to my guy Edward Anderson, man. Like, I do rock with dude usually. I listen to his content and actually subscribe to him. You know what I mean? And after listening to him speak on everything that he was saying in regards to how JESSICAX was actually making some good points. She was saying like, hey, aren't we supposed to be advocating for fixing things within black community? That's what the manosphere is about, is calling out issues in regards to what's going wrong. We're speaking on things like with black women and their misbehavior and what could be done better so we can have better families. And he just basically made it seem as though that he would say, oh, well, he was comparing tomato, saying like, oh, well, black women kill children. Oh, well, this and that. Oh, Cardi B is still making money. She's not canceled and this and that. My reply to that is, so what? When do we stop the back and forth game and actually stand up and say, no, we're going to speak out on this too. We're going to be the example in this context. Why is that hard to understand? That's clearly what JESSICAX was saying, and she started to sound like a little disappointed in the fact that there was so much pushback when this guy was obviously drawing the assumption that he's interested in girls around about the same level or age of what R. Kelly was dealing with. Because he said, I sympathize or I understand what R. Kelly was talking about. What is hard about drawing that conclusion and saying, hey, that's not right? Why is this? What the hell is going on to where we can't say this is wrong? Why can't we say this is wrong? Right? That's something that I am not. Listen. I ain't trying to beat up on my guy, you know what I'm saying? Edward. I got respect for the dude. He drops good facts. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? But I would honestly, in my opinion, I was surprised to hear him, and I'm not trying to beat up on him, but it's just the most recent person I've heard somewhat kind of defend what they were hearing and trying to say, oh well, the second video he was doing this and doing that. And even when I heard, you know, Glendon Cameron get up there on Lead Attorney and try to defend it, because in the beginning, because Edward did a video before Lead Attorney did a video, right? He did a video before that talking about it. And I was kind of like, all right, Ed, man, I guess, you know what I mean? I guess because BGS was up there, different guys were up there on the panel. And I was just kind of like, well, I guess I could kind of see where they're coming from. This is, you kind of playing on that, you know, dark side of what's okay. But when I heard him get up there on Lead Attorney, and when I actually did see his video, Glendon Cameron, and when I saw Anton get up there and question dude, it was kind of hard to disagree with what Anton was clearly saying, bro. Because as I watched Glendon Cameron, he just seemed like he was kind of not flustered, but he just seemed like he was just like way too aloof about what people was talking about. You know, Anton made some assumptions saying that, bro, you're kind of giving the Predator playbook here. My nigga, what are you doing? And he's like, oh no, that's not the case, or whatever that nigga was saying. See, because personally, I don't know Glendon Cameron like that. Alright, I don't know him like that. But Ed is all championing him, saying, hey man, I've been rocking with him for years, and on the business tip, he's this, he's that. But why can't we say that, yo, we're not gonna defend this though? Why is this hard? Personally, I don't understand. Why are we trying to really stretch our brains to the umpteenth to rock with this? And I know BGS got up, you know, he said his piece about how in different countries age of consent is this and that, and this and that's legal, this and that. So my point is, just because something is legal, it's okay, as if, so what is the point of protesting? What is the point of speaking out? What is the point of voting? People who have differing opinions will usually draw the assumption that A is wrong and that we're going to change it. I don't understand why this is a hard line to draw in the sand, right? Just because some of y'all know him on a different level, that's cool, but can you just say, hey, we're not gonna rock with mans on this because this is too much? We're not gonna do this. Way too much. Way too much. All right. Now I can agree if we're gonna say draw a line in the sand and say, oh, well, it wasn't against the law. But how far does that go, man? How far can you go with this? Oh, well, it wasn't against the law bullshit. As if the things that we were dealing with, if we're gonna draw that line, so then Jim Crow laws, stuff like that. I mean, but did we not perceive that as wrong though, as an injustice? And we spoke out about it. So even if it's not quote unquote against the law, because everybody want to keep getting into the legalities end of it. Okay, fine. But for the purpose of trying to correct the issues that are going on within the community, as JESSICAX did point out and say, hold up, stop. You have a platform. You say you speak for men. Why in the hell are you defending someone who is allying and saying that they associate and sympathize with the mindset of the likes of an R. Kelly? And you see no problems here. You see no issues here. Right? I'm having a hard time trying to understand. And I listen to both of the streams. I listen to TLA. Now everybody on TLA's end of the house was just like, this is a no-go. Now I understand for calling out the fuckery and the foolishness in our community in regards to black women. I understand the Pookies and Ray Rays and all this other stuff, you know, knocking up baby mamas and then women taking advantage of men. You know what I'm saying? Understand, we got all that. We clear all those bases. But it seems now that we've stepped into some new territory, that all of a sudden is such a heated debate. What? Well, I would figure this would be one of the easiest things to be like, oh yeah, that dude, he's gone. We're not gonna associate ourselves with him. Everybody was so quick to write off Fresh and Fit. And I don't agree with what they was doing either. I still don't listen to them. And quite honestly, their content is not for me. But the pushback is, I'm just surprised. Because let's say that we correct the community and everything is great, good to go, and like Obsidian would say, black women have come back to the table and everybody's negotiating and things are starting to flourish and we got a black renaissance going on. But then we're allowing thoughts like these to be permitted and okayed. You know, I might have to agree with Obsidian, because the first one I thought he said it, he was crazy. But he did say, for those of y'all who are in certain mindsets of the red pill, he said there's a whole country for you. It's called Afghanistan. Where they're dating and marrying up all kind of minors, we'll say, under 18-year-olds. I mean, and I'm not, that's what I'm saying, I'm not following how this is cool. Like, I don't have daughters, but I have a son, right? And I wouldn't want even him as a young boy, I wouldn't want no older woman trying to come up on my son. Because it's going to be a problem. All right, we might have to fill out some restraining orders or something. Justice is going to be served because it's an injustice. Damn a law. If it's a law that hasn't been changed and enough people haven't spoke out about it. And to me, this kind of gets into the libertarian versus authoritarian situation. So just let the law do what it pleases and then never have an issue with it. Whereas the libertarian mindset is more or less, we can do for ourselves. We don't need daddy government to baby us. Okay, I mean, where is some of y'all's backbone? You serious? Like, listen, and I'm talking about key points in regard to this whole situation. One, we should not be allowing this. If this is going to be a place where we're going to call ourselves men the manosphere and brothers are out here doing the work speaking about the injustices in the community. Okay, because that's honestly what I respect most about about Edward. He's around about my age. We're millennials. Our point of views are generally the same. I have my disagreements with some of the stuff he says, like when he gets on that colorist, light skin, dark skin bullshit. I ain't rocking with that because that's just fugazi to me. I mean, he says he goes by the brown bag test, but it's just like, my nigga, why are you even holding up to white supremacists in that context? White supremacist standards. Why are you know what I mean? Like, I understand his perspective is different because he's a light skinned dude, but you're not a separate race. And once again, my opinion, a lot of times he gets on that mulatto is a separate race, and you know what I mean, and all that other shit. That's why I just be like, bro, like, chill with all that shit. Because you're not gonna tell some people that their children are not black because a black man accepted a white mother or a white woman to be the mother of his children, and they have an understanding that their child is black. So stop trying to signify that as a separate race. Okay? Let's not hold up racist views or white supremacist viewpoints if we call ourselves something else other than that. Why are we gonna hold their viewpoints in regard? As in mulatto, light skin, dark skin, all this other bullshit. Why are we holding that up in such, you know what I mean, in regard? And the reason I said it is because it's brought up so much in your dialogue. My nigga. Bruh, like, lay off of that shit. And maybe people, shoot those arrows at you about you being light skinned and all that other shit. But my dude, like, you make it an obvious wound, and that's why niggas keep shooting at it, because you keep making it so apparent to make that such a big deal. Now, I know sometimes you be joking, but then there are other times where you want to start talking on some legit viewpoints, and you make this seem like, oh, well, she's such a light skin and whatever, because you made some context about Sage Steele being mulatto, and I'm just like, nigga, that honestly is not have anything to do with the topic. You know what I mean? Those are just other things. I'm gonna go off on that's a whole nother tangent. But my thing is, if we're supposed to be builders, we're supposed to be men, supposed to be leaders, what the fuck are we doing? Entertaining the idea that there was no violation here, and just leaving it to Big Daddy government to say, oh, it's okay. I'm sorry, but that's a little too liberal for my blood. I'm just gonna have to keep it that way. Fuck all that. We're not just gonna roll over and be like, no, that's okay. He compared his likeness of young girls to that of R. Kelly. And I ain't gonna even get into all of the details because I'm gonna sit on that point alone. The hell is going on? Right? The hell is this? Man. I mean, when we're at the front, we're at the tip of the spear of really correcting and changing the issues going on within the so-called black community. We'll talk about the issues with mothers, child support, out of wedlock children. And honestly, all I can say is I'm just surprised at the arguments that are being presented for the pushback. To say, oh, Big Daddy government says it's okay. So the fuck and what? Push back. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that, and I will not stand for it. Just like when I was on my guy Kosher Clinician's video when we talked about R. Kelly, I said that nigga should be up under the jail, and so should the fucking parents. And I meant everything I said. If you go back and watch my man's Kosher Clinician, watch his video, I was on the panel and I gave my 2 cents. Bullshit. Bullshit. Don't just roll over and let the government do what the fuck ever. That's half the issue now. That's half the issue with the fucking jab. But don't let me digress. I'm disappointed. I'm just, yeah. I'm really just disappointed. But I mean, yeah, man. Shout out to JESSICAX. She was making a lot of hot points. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to lead attorney. You know what I mean? For him, you know, having the panel when he brought Anton up there. I don't agree with everything Anton says, but I can't get away from the fact that he was actually making a lot of sense when he was talking to Glendon Cameron. Personally, like I said, I'm not familiar with Glendon Cameron like that. This is my first introduction to dude. And the only person that I have seen honestly mention him a lot would be that of Edward Anderson. Okay? Maybe this is his way of doubling down on his homeboy, but I'm trying to tell you, sometimes, nigga, when the ship is burning, you might want to get off that shit. Like, the ship is going down, my G. I don't really know if this is the territory you want to be defending everything he's saying. Because every point, pretty much, not every point. Let me stop. But on some hard points Jessica was dropping, oh boy, Edward was just kind of like, well, you could draw that assumption. What? It's odd. That's what he said. That's what he clearly said. He clearly said that. What I don't like is the fact that we're supposed to be doing this straight down the middle. Because if we don't have standards, if we don't have some type of morals, what are we doing? Then we're just a gossip channel. Then the whole manosphere is just a gossip platform. And then everybody's wasting their time. We're not even building anything if that's the case. You gotta have some standards and morals on what you're building. Hey, listen. Who's to say? And of course, everybody's not gonna have the same viewpoints or talking points or thoughts. Okay, fine. But I'm just surprised at the pushback in certain areas that are in agreement with this failed experiment. That, to me, I don't believe that bullshit either. I'm sorry. Half the shit he was saying up on TLA's panel, I'm sorry, the shit looked like cap. I mean, are we gonna insult everybody's intelligence in the panel? Everybody's intelligence in the chat who's literally listening to this man? And the majority of shit he was saying, people was lighting up the chat with caps. Like, bro, you lying. Talking about, oh, I embellished. What? Oh, I was trying to get more outrage. Wow. And Anton was just like, you see why I don't want to work with this dude? Are you serious right now? And honestly, I can't blame Anton. I can't, bro. I can't. I'm sorry, yo. This is some high grade bullshit. And me personally, whatever community I'm gonna be a part of, like whatever I'm gonna be building, you know what I'm saying, my castle onto, or the community I'm gonna rock with, and we're not gonna have no parts of that. All right, we're not rocking with that. We're not gonna skirt this little area of, oh yeah, well, you know what I mean, the age of consent is 16, so I'm gonna bring her out with us to the spot. No, nigga, no. What's wrong with you? I'm not rocking or associating myself with cats like that. I mean, if she was 19, I would still look a ways at you, my G. What are you doing? And I heard somebody say, oh, that's the best you can do? It's the best you can do? Right? 19? What? And then we're gonna skirt the edges of the law of consent. Like, I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying that this is something that he needs to get locked up for. I'm not saying he should deserve jail time. No, because clearly we're not on that. but in the context, in the terms of trying to build something that is going to better young men who are coming up in the new age, and referencing the young millennials, the zillennials, and the alphas to come. When the documents and the records show that men who were speaking out were building something, do we want to say that we hitched our wagons to ideals like that as well? And that's the wrong part of it. That's what's wrong with it. We cannot and should not be associating our ideals of whatever type of so-called black manosphere that we're trying to build. This is not something that we should be associating with, right? Nobody should be able to draw assumptions and say, oh, well, you know what? This person within the black manosphere signed off on those type of actions. Because to be completely honest, it's gonna make everybody else look like trash, right? Because then we have to start cutting off certain pieces of what we've built, and then different brothers are gonna start going their own different directions with this. When we have an opportunity to create a cohesive structure to where we can have something to say, hey, we have a whole network of brothers who are looking to correct the falsehoods or the wrong actions and the things that have been harming young black men and black women for the last 50 to 60 years. We have the technology, we have the mindset, we have the will, all right, we have the dedication. Let's not start allowing shit like this to be the downfall of something that could be great. Anyways, like I said, guys, this is my thought, my 2 cents about it, man. Shout out to Lead Attorney, you know what I mean? Shout out to JESSICAX. And also, you know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, Edward Anderson, even though we disagree on this point. You know what I mean? I usually agree with my guy on the majority of what he talks about, but in this context, bro, you going down the path I can't follow. You know what I mean? Shout out to Padme. You know what I mean? Star Wars reference, in case you normies didn't catch it. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I mean, I'm just like, woo, yeah. Oh man, this is something else. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you want me to review next or go over. Appreciate your guys' support, and I'll catch you on another video, guys. Peace.
Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. Yeah. I'm so handsome, all in karma.